Sauteing is a simple way to create flavorful dishes with summer produce. Midsummer brings lots of tomatoes and yellow squash. So today we'll make a sauté with summer vegetables and add it to browned chicken sausage slices. Seasoned with Italian flavors, it's a main dish your family will love in the heat of the summer. Today on the Seasonal Kitchen. Welcome to the Seasonal Kitchen. I'm Whitney Danhoff. I'm an extension agent with the University of Tennessee. Today we're going to make a sauté with summer vegetables. We're going to start with a chicken sausage. I have a tablespoon of oil that I'm going to put into my hot sauté pan. And we have link-style chicken sausage that has been cut into 1/4-inch slices. This is Italian seasoned sausage. The chicken sausage is a little bit lower in fat than the other sausages. And so we are going to get this into a single layer, and we're going to let that brown up on both sides. It is fully cooked. We just want it to brown up and get some flavor. While that's cooking, we're going to get our vegetables ready, and we're going to use a yellow summer squash. I have a yellow crookneck squash here, and we're going to chop that up by taking the ends off, the stem and the blossom end. And then I like to cut it in half. We're going to take our yellow squash and we're going to cut it lengthwise, and then we're going to lay it down flat. We always want to get things as flat as we can in order to cut them. So make a couple of slices. We're going to dice this into about a 3/4-inch dice. Be sure to hold your fingers back. We're going to cut the other section. Summer squash is harvested when the rind is still edible. If we let these go, they would get a tough rind on them like a winter squash, and we would not be able to eat the skin. We are using a yellow crookneck squash today, but you could certainly use a patty pan squash, or you can use a zucchini. Any of the summer squashes will work just fine. And one more. Slice it, and then dice across. All right, we're going to stir our sausage, and we want to brown it on both sides. Get lots of good flavor going there. All right, while that finishes up, we are going to get our vegetables ready. So I have a big bowl, and in that we're going to combine half of a chopped onion, 4 ounces of chopped button mushrooms, and then we're going to add in our chopped summer squash. Good mixture of vegetables makes it tasty. Now we want to season this up. So we'll add some seasonings to that. We're going to get our sausage out. It's getting nice and brown on the outside, so I have a clean bowl that we're going to just scoop our sausage out. We want to keep the oil in there. We're going to use that to saute our vegetables in, and it is infused with all of the flavor from the sausage, so we don't want to lose all that flavor. All right, and we'll set this aside. There we go. Now, for our vegetables, we want to season these, and so we are going to add 1 teaspoon of dried Italian herbs, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of onion powder, and half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Both of those will add lots of flavor. And then just 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. We'll stir those around and get those coated and evenly distributed. And we're going to saute these for about 8 to 9 minutes in our pan. We're going to saute over medium-high heat. There we go. And we're going to stir them often. Sauteing is doing over medium-high heat, stirring it often, If we were stir frying, we would do it over high heat. All right, the last flavoring that we're gonna add right now is fresh garlic. So I have a garlic press. We're gonna place our cloves in there, and we're gonna do 2 cloves of fresh garlic. With the garlic powder, that will add a little bit of a different flavor and make it taste fresh and very summery. All right. We'll let that saute for about 8 to 9 minutes. While that is sauteing, we're going to chop up 1 tomato. If you have a really sharp knife, you can slice right through the skin. If your knife is not as sharp, you may want to use a serrated knife for tomatoes so that it doesn't crush the tomato. I have already cored my tomato, and now I'm just cutting it into about 3/8 inch chunks. We don't want to add our tomato right away because it is a little bit softer, and we just want to heat the tomato through. We don't want it to completely cook down. So we will add that at the very end when the other vegetables are just about finished. All right. We'll be back in about 8 to 9 minutes after our vegetables have sauteed. All right, it's been about 8 to 9 minutes, and our squash is tender and our mushrooms and onions are cooked down. So now we're going to add our tomato. The juice from the tomato will help make a delicious sauce. And we're going to add our sausage back. And then we're going to add our sauce ingredients. We're going to use 1 tablespoon of a bottled Italian dressing, like a salad dressing, and 1 teaspoon of a balsamic vinegar. This will mix in there and make a beautiful flavor. Now you could serve this on its own, or you can serve this over pasta as well. After we get this into our serving dish, we're going to top it with fresh basil and freshly grated Parmesan cheese. So the next time you have summer squash, make a saute.